Congratulations! You've just purchased a super high-quality product, the Mantis Deluxe Tiller Cultivator. This video will give you a quick overview on how to assemble, start, operate, transport, store and maintain your tiller. This video is designed to get you started using your tiller. Your printed manual contains much more detailed information. The Mantis Deluxe Tiller Cultivator is designed to bring you years of solid, reliable performance. You might think that assembling your Mantis tiller is going to be quite a chore. The process is really an easy one. Prior to removing the contents and assembling, it's important to have a clean work area and make sure all necessary tools are handy. You will need a 7/16 inch 11mm crescent wrench, a ratchet with an extension, a 7/16 inch 11mm socket, and a 3/8 inch 9mm socket or crescent wrench. Now, let's review everything that came in the carton. With the box upright, remove the loose parts and the Tine box. Next, lay the box on one side. Open the bottom flaps. Return the box to an upright position as shown. Pull the box straight up. Although the tiller in this video is a 2-stroke powered tiller, the assembly process is the same for the 4-stroke powered deluxe tiller. The right handle, additional parts and tiller engine will be in the box cradle. Leave the engine and throttle in the cradle to assist in the assembly. Lay everything else out so you can easily identify the parts. You'll find the engine assembly with right upper handle and throttle, left upper handle, right and left middle handles, right and left lower handles, right and left loop handles. Handle brace, carry handle with grip, a pair of tiller cultivator tines, kickstand, 1 bottle of Mantis oil, and a bag of hardware which contains 2 3/4 inch 80mm bolts, 6 two-way lock nuts, 4 hex head cap screws, 2 carriage bolts, 2 curved head bolts, 2 acorn nuts, 2 throttle cable clips, 2 Tine retaining pins, 1 kickstand brace kit, 2 round knobs, loop handle grip, and 4 2-prong knobs. Remember to always maintain a clean work area and make sure all necessary tools are handy. Now let's begin assembling your tiller cultivator. For ease of assembly and stability, it's important that you keep the engine assembly in its cardboard cradle. Slide the grip onto the right loop handle. Slide the 2 3/4 inch 80mm bolts through the holes of the loop handle and then through the holes of the right lower handle. Position this assembly onto the recessed channels below the engine as shown. Slide the lower left handle onto the bolts. Slide the left loop handle into the grip and right loop handle. Then onto the bolts. Take 2 lock nuts and fasten them finger tight. Place the carry handle between the lower handles and line up the holes. Place 2 of the 1 1/8 inch 28mm bolts through holes and with 2 lock nuts fasten them finger tight. With a 7/16 inch 11mm wrench and socket, Tighten the rest of the handle bolts. Take the kickstand brace with the arrow pointing up and position it just above the bend of the lower handles. Position the kickstand under the lower handles, line up the holes and thread the kickstand brace bolts into the kickstand. Tighten with a 3/8 inch 9mm wrench. Your Mantis tiller will look like this when lower handle assembly is complete. Now we can attach the tines. You'll need the 2 tines and the 2 retaining pins. To remove the unit from the cardboard cradle, simply flip the tab at the front of the fender. Attachment is easy. Simply turn the unit slightly on its side. You'll notice that one side of the tine has a circular hole, while the other has a D-shaped hole. Attach the tine so that the circular hole slides onto the axle first. When the axle protrudes from the other side, it will line up perfectly with the D-shaped hole. Slide a retaining pin through the hole in the axle to secure the tine. Repeat these steps for the other side. With the kickstand down and the unit nearby, lay out the middle and upper handles and the handle brace as shown here. Attach the brace to the right middle handle with the hex head cap screw and a 2-way lock nut as shown here. Finger tighten. Repeat this step for the left side. Next, take the right upper handle, the one with the throttle, and slide it between the middle handle and the lower flange of the brace. Insert a curved head bolt into the slot at the bottom of the upper handle so that it comes out at the top of the middle handle. Thread a 2-prong knob onto the bolt 2 full turns while leaving it loose. Repeat this step for the left side to complete the upper handle assembly. Line up the top holes of the upper handles with the holes on the top of the brace so the handles are in the lowest position. Insert the round knob into the brace and tighten. Repeat this step for the left side. Now fully tighten the lower 2-prong knobs. With a 7/16 inch 11mm wrench and socket, tighten the nuts and bolts that hold the brace onto the handles. Position the upper handle assembly as shown here so you can insert the carriage bolts into the bottom holes of the upper assembly, then through the top holes of the lower handles. Loosely thread the other 2-prong knobs onto the carriage bolts. Lift the upper handles until they line up with the lower handles and fully tighten the knobs at the pivot point. Cap the exposed bolts with the acorn nuts and tighten with your 7/16 inch 11mm wrench until snug. Do not over-tighten. Attach the throttle cable clips to the upper and lower handles. Make sure the cable is not wrapped or twisted and you have proper throttle movement. If needed, adjust your handle height by loosening the upper 2-prong knobs and removing the round knobs. Then sliding the upper handles to the desired position. Then reinsert the round knobs and retighten the 2-prong knobs. Congratulations! Your Mantis tiller cultivator is now assembled.